if I keep my mouth shut, then you'll just believe all those good
Oh
things.
no.
um,
How long is this? No,
so, about a month ago, Lynn asked if I would share tonight about standing firm in Jesus during the hard times and how I've learned to dig into the Lord. To be honest, I've been going through some hard times, and I was thinking that I shouldn't be sharing here tonight because I don't feel like I'm standing firm. And the way Rhonda described it, you know, I'm strong, we're like going to overcome type of thing. I'm kind of saying something a little bit opposite of that tonight. I want to give a testimony of victory, how God's been faithful, which of course He has, but also about how I've been faithful too, how I've trusted in Him and walked in peace, rest and security, standing firm as I've diligently sought the Lord. I'd like to give you a formula on what to do, how to stand firm in the Lord. This is what I do, and this is what you could do too. But honestly, standing firm in the Lord, for me right now, looks a lot like falling down and getting back up. Falling down and getting back up. Um, Though a righteous person may fall 7 times, he gets up again. I picture a baby learning to walk. Maybe doesn't want to let go of the couch and it's going to take a couple of tentative steps and maybe takes one step and falls down and then either gets back up or doesn't. But the mama and dad are just excited. They go over to the baby and they hold out their arms and help the baby stand up, and then they walk together. They're holding the baby's hands and they walk together. And the parent cheers them on, and that's that perseverance, that's standing firm in a way, together with their parent. And God cheers me on that way. He feels that way about me. I'm kind of living in this unsolvable problem, and sometimes it feels like Mount Everest. Um, so many times lately, like during all this struggling time, my friends say, "Oh my gosh, I love this about you. It's this thing, this quality, this thing I do," and they say how much they admire it. And someone was just saying it on Tuesday night, and this clicked into me. My strength is that when something's off in my life, I put in all the necessary effort to figure it out, and I work diligently to get better, to fix it, whatever it is. But as these two girls were saying it the other night, I'm like, wow. I think that is often the very problem, is that I feel like I should be good enough and strong enough to solve my problems. I can figure this out. I can do this. But that's not because, I've got the Lord and I can do this, but it's often in my own strength. And that's not what God wants. I think of my sweet little grandbabes. I wouldn't want them off in the corner trying to fix their own broken mess. If they come to me, it's one of my greatest joys if they come to me and believe and fully believing that I want and I'm able to help them with their problem. That's just such a joy to me, and I adore them. And that's how God feels about me. Lean not on your own understanding. It looks different. Things look different than what I think they should look like. So I'm learning to just be still, to quit flailing, quit trying to solve it. I'm making it more painful. So I feel this pain and I wonder if I can bear it. I feel darkness and I can't see the path. And I decide I have to get out of the darkness and the pain. So I desperately try to plan how. But when I take this approach, I create more turmoil. And I have a new problem. I have this new battle, the battle to quiet my brain from trying to solve what's unsolvable. So instead, I must seek the solver. Rhonda made it sound like I'm, so great seeking the Lord and love the Bible. And yes, I've memorized different chapters in the Bible and Psalms, and, I'll say those, but there's something different from just saying it, from just reciting these things, than really resting in it. And I like to recite something and have a plan. So I'm learning to trust, and goodness, how hard can it be? It's very hard. There's one option though. Fix my eyes on Jesus. Stand still and see this great thing the Lord is about to do before you. In returning and rest is your salvation. In quietness and trust is your strength. Take every thought captive and fix my eyes on Jesus, my source. I don't know what to do, but my eyes are on you. I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. God himself is my answer. He is my source. So instead of trying to fix it and figure out what he wants me to do, I'm trying to go to him. I see you, paparazzi, stalker. I'm learning to let Jesus do his work in his time and in his way. And that's just hard. It's hard to do. Let your eyes look straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you. So fix my eyes and my thoughts on Jesus. What does fix mean? So I looked up fix in the Webster's 1828 dictionary. And it says to set or place permanently, steadily, to direct as the eye without moving it, to fasten without wandering, to rest, to settle or remain permanently, to cease from wandering. So I love that, but at the same time, I'm like, well, what about the baby that falls down and gets back up again? This falling down, getting back up again. So maybe my gaze is not fixed permanently, but it is permanent because even though I look away at the storm sometimes, bringing it back, keep coming back to Jesus. So I think about the story of Jesus walking on the water, and he called Peter to come out and walk on the water too. And as long as he had his eyes fixed on him, it's not like I'm telling you a new story. You all know it. He started to sink. But then he called out and God lifted him up. He took his gaze away and he looked at the wind, the waves, and the chaos. Do you guys ever look at the wind, the waves, and the chaos? Yeah, just these people. Yes, okay. That's good because I was thinking, I'm going to come out here and I'm really probably the only one that's like this. Like, oh yeah, I'm glad she spoke tonight. My youngest son and his wife have a dog, and I've never been a dog person. My sister's like, how come you don't like Jackson like that? And I let them lick my face. But she's a little dog. She's her name is Selah. Do you guys know the word Selah? In the Bible, you've heard that. What does it mean? Does anyone know? Rest. Oh, that's good. Okay, well, anyway, Selah's a little Aussie doodle, and she doesn't love everybody, but she loves me. I'm one of her people. So Selah and Savannah, my daughter-in-law, who is pregnant, little baby girl, we went to Oregon together to her parents' house for a baby shower. And Selah, wherever I was, she knew where I was. She didn't seem like she was paying attention. But anytime I would leave like the living room, kitchen area to go to the bathroom, she would be right there and trying to squeeze in the door with me. And then she would sit and watch me while I went to the bathroom. And then she would follow me out. And so it happened like every time unless she was outside. And so sometimes I'd actually look. I'm like, okay, she's watching. She's playing with the other dogs. There were 2 other dogs. And then I'd kind of do something else. And then I'd walk upstairs. I'd get to the second little turnaround or landing or whatever it's called, and I would hear her little feet coming up to be there with me. And we were even at their house after the shower, and we're outside, and she's with her daddy, who she loves, but she follows me into the house to go to the bathroom. And I just thought, it was on Sunday when we were worshiping a couple Sundays ago, and I just thought how sometimes, does God really see me? I know that he sees you. I know he sees you and he cares about you, but does he really see me and adore me like I would like him to, like I think that he does about you? And then this picture of Selah following me around, always having her eye on me, knowing where I am all the time. El Roy, the God who sees, he sees us. And then maybe I could be more like Selah. I could always have my eyes on God. She had her eyes fixed on me. Everywhere I went, I want to be like that too. So where I look, where I focus, where I put my trust and my security makes all the difference. It's how I keep my balance. And I heard balance is the ability to make adjustments to keep yourself stable while your situation changes. So I want everyone to stand up for a moment. I told Lynn I wanted to do this before because I say I can't talk in front of people. I'm kind of shy. I don't talk in front of people, but I teach fitness classes and I'm in front of people all the time. But usually everyone's doing something, so that makes it easier. So stand with your legs wide. Stand with your legs wide, and you kind of bend your knees a little bit, and you can feel that, nice wide balance. Like kind of go back and forth. If someone were to push you, you'd be able to catch yourself, right? So now bring your feet in close. So it actually works better when we're in a Pilates class and no one's wearing shoes, because shoes is a stable balance, stable platform. But can you feel that it's maybe a little, I know, I was actually going to suggest that you give your person next to you a shove, but then I can see there might be trouble. So, you guys have liability insurance though, right? so, Anyway, so I thought, so your feet are together now. Feet are together. And does it feel as secure, as stable? Not quite so much. Can you feel your weight kind of shift? Just think about how you feel. Your weight starts to shift kind of from one foot to the other. And then if you were to pick up one foot, feel what's happening in that standing foot. It's starting to rock a little bit. And maybe the longer you hold it, or if you pick a spot to look at, you find a stability a little bit more. So if I were to say to you, I want you to fire your multifidus muscle right now, would you know how to do that? Would you be able to find it? You wouldn't know where it was. But doing this, your multifidus and all your other little proprioceptive muscles are firing. And that's how you strengthen those muscles, is by this imbalance. Getting yourself out of balance and challenging your balance helps you to increase your balance. So, you guys can sit down now, unless you want to stay standing. I kind of like you standing. It makes me feel more comfortable. So I was just thinking similarly, my imperfection, my wobbling and faltering is what is teaching me and strengthening me to stand firm in Jesus. So, it was really such a blessing to be able to do this, because it made me really consider and think through some things, and where I felt so inadequate because of where I've been at and I've been struggling, I thought, well, that's not standing firm. I'm not really standing firm. But that is what it looks like, it, as well as being strong and having the picture look good. Just that process is good. You like my big book? Did you guys notice my big book? It's like bigger than a Bible. Rhonda gave it to me from Thrift Books. Oh my gosh, I almost deleted everything. Ay. Well, I'm almost done though, so don't worry anyway. But where am I? Anyway, so this is I don't know if it's Streams in the Desert or what's the other one? Springs in the Valley. Springs in the Valley, I think, or Streams in the Desert. It's one of them. One is evening, one's morning. So this one on July 8th, I loved. The verse is, I was crushed, 2 Corinthians 1:8. You smell delightfully fragrant, said the gravel walk to the bed of chamomile flowers under the window. We have been trodden on, replied the chamomiles. Does that cause it? Asked the gravel walk. Treading on me produces no sweetness. Our natures are different, answered the chamomiles. Gravel walks become only the harder by being trodden upon, but the effect on our own selves is that if pressed and bruised when the dew is upon us, we give forth the sweet smell you now delight in. Very delightful, replied the gravel walk. Trials come alike to the Christian and to the man of the world. The one grows bitter and hardened under the experience, while the other becomes mellow and Christ-like. It is because their natures are different. And I like that part. It says, when the dew is upon us, the dew of Jesus, his scripture in our hearts, when we're bruised and pressed, we will give forth the sweet smell that the gravel walk now delights in. Sam on Sunday talked about a daily choice. So the choices I make daily, minute to minute, matter. So not the choice to help myself and to fix my problems myself, but the choice to focus on Jesus minute to minute. So I have this little mindfulness timer on my phone, which I've learned to ignore when it goes off. But once in a while I notice it, and it's kind of there to serve as a reminder of, what am I thinking about? Am I off in my thoughts, focusing on the problem and how to fix it? Or, let me shift my focus to Jesus. So that refocusing all the time. I have, so this is the formula. This is my practical stuff that I do. I have like a bunch of 3x5 cards with verses and stuff that I will remind myself in my little book with stuff in it. I have scriptures on my walls. So when I go to the bathroom and, I might be like thinking in the morning, when your mind starts to think about all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, no, let me read this. And I had to read these scriptures about the Lord and how he's, I can't think of this one that's on there right now. I should have written it down. Who is like our God who rides across the heavens to save you? And something. I haven't memorized it yet, but that's a good way to refocus my mind. Gratitude, just making lists of things that I'm grateful for. This one class that I'm taking, they're talking about taking 5 minutes 3 times a day to appreciate, not just gratitude, not just say something that I'm thankful for or make a little list, but to truly appreciate. So that to me is like noticing all the details of it, what it feels like, what it smells like, what it tastes like. I mean, it may not be something physical that you can really just enjoy all of the qualities of it, whether it's physical or not. So more appreciation even than gratitude. Singing and praising on my own. And I have to say it's just a joyful noise because I do not sing well, but just playing worship music in your home, that just really helps me too. So I've been going up for prayer on Sunday mornings, like all the time. I think that they might get tired of seeing me. Dennis and Lynn are like, oh, there she is again. I've been coming Tuesday evening prayer, of course, my own Bible reading time. People, good accountability, and people, Jesus with skin on, memorizing scripture. Internal perspective. Kelly's always talking about end time stuff, and that just is so great when I hear that. I haven't paid attention to the time. I don't know if I'm going on too long or not, but real quick with the eternal perspective, when my boys were away at college, I would go out there and visit them, and they didn't know anything about where they lived. And so I would look up on the map before I went there, and I would tell them I was a local because I became a local. I studied up on it before I got there. So I think that we could become locals of heaven now and know what it's going to be like, what we're anticipating, what we're getting ready for. And that made my trips to go see them so much better. And then pray about something and thank him before the answer comes. So I lift my eyes. Keep your eyes fixed. And so then the questions for tonight are, question. Do you have other questions? Am I supposed to do that, or is that you? Okay. Well, basically just how to stand firm in Jesus during the hard times. That's it. I don't know if Rhonda has any more, but that's about it. Okay. Ta-da! We need to work on a closing or something. Thank you, guys.